Okay, I hope I'm back. Looks like the drop frames are going down. I changed the server, but I'm not 100% sure if that's helping a lot, because they are just going up again. So so it's not the server, it's something different. Um, I'm not 100% sure what it is, but it's slightly better than before. So let's keep it that way and see if that works. Okay, so let's get back to this here. And stop fiddling around with other stuff that's not important at the moment. Even though it's important for you because dropped frames are not so good for you. Okay, but nothing much I can do about it without shutting down everything in the background. And I don't want to do that because I need stuff in the background. So let's see. I'm changing the state here. And the only thing I'm changing in here is set the sorry about that. Set the get ready states. Be right back. Let me open a window because there's not enough air in here. Okay, that should be better now. Okay. So I am setting the state to be get ready for work. And I'm doing that if it's not equal to at work or ready for work. So I think the issue is that I have too many conditions in here that in some cases do not really work the way they should. So let's see. Basically, I want this to be quite clear. So if we are getting ready for work, then we should do that. So let's just remove this here for a moment. So if that's true, we are getting ready for work. And if we are setting the sleep state here, we are also checking if we are close to a bed, which is not really needed, I think. Because if I go back, let's compare this. If I go back in here, get ready for bed, we are checking if we are in a bed. So the next state should be sleeping. So I don't think we need to set the sleep state here at all. Because we are changing into that state when we get ready for it. The only issue is that we are calling this more than once. So we changed the state to sleeping, and then we, in the next AI tick, we look at the time and say, oh, it's not bedtime yet. So let's do the whole thing again. So it's calling this more than once, which it shouldn't. So maybe we should do this differently. So in here we maybe should set the long-term states, and then at the beginning of each long-term state we should call the other one, basically. So if we are ready for bed, in that case, then we should do something else. So let's see. I basically do something like this already, because I am doing this here. So we walk to the work location, and if we are at the work location, we are changing the state to at work. So basically, yeah, that's also something that is called more than once. You know that's correct, because we are moving towards the work location. But this is something that should only be called once per day, basically. So let's look. These are things that can happen every time, so they should be controlled from here. This is something that's only called once. So we might need to change the way this is working. And this here, this ready for work, is moving to the work location. So that's called more than once, because we are moving to specific points on the map along a spline. So that's working. at work is also something that's called more than once, so it's also fine. Then we have getting ready for bed is the opposite of get ready for work. So basically, we walk back home. Here we are on our way home, and here we are at home. Hello. So let's see. And this is something that's only called once again. The problem is that my AI states are not really doing what they are doing, but it's more of a design issue than anything else. Because I have things here that are called more than once, but they only need to be called once. And that's kind of an issue that I need to set in here. So let's see. So basically the getting ready for work part is something that should happen before we are ready for work, basically before we leave the house. That should happen. And same over here with our get ready for bed. It's the same thing. So now I need to figure out how to do that in here. That's also why I have the issue that my male characters at the moment change the color of their clothing, because they changed their clothing more than once. And the color is flickering at the beginning, and it looks totally crazy. And it's because this is called more than once, and they also stutter around for a few seconds. And that's because they try to change their state, but then the service here tells them, hey, you're not done yet. Run again. And that's the issue. So we need to go in here and then on the get ready for work check, which is between morning and work start. Let's see. Now the problem is I can't add a run once or something like that. Do once. because wait, we can try that and we can reset it every time we change to the next big state, basically. So let's try that. Let's try run once or do once. And then reset that once we change to the next big state, like get ready for bed or something like that. So we are getting ready for work. And I'm resetting this. Now let's do it a bit more elegant here. Reset. Get ready for bed. Once or gate or whatever you might call it. I mean, no, it's not a gate. It's a do once node. And then we are calling that here. And do the same up here. So yeah, add custom event. And we also need to call this back here. Okay, let's see if that works. Oops. That's not good. Now we can also play a copy in here. Okay. So now he's not changing his clothing. He's just standing around, doing nothing. And he's also not moving around. I mean, we can have him move around in the behavior, but I think it's fine this way for the moment. And once the time hits 7, he should start moving around to his kind of work locations, which he's not doing. Okay, so that didn't work. Then we need to change the behavior here. So we want them. Just remove this here for a moment, see what's happening there, and see if the original behavior still works. Yeah, okay, so he's changing clothing more than once, and he's moving around for a bit. Okay, so now now he's moving around and basically is doing his work routine. So I just had another idea to add another condition here. So we want to check if it's between morning and work start, and we are not ready yet. So we need to get the something like that here, yeah. And here we are not ready for work yet. And then do an end. Yeah. So a check would be check the time and then check if what's happening in that behavior part has already happened. So at the end of the getting ready for work, we are ready for work. We can do the same down here. Don't need that stuff at the moment. So let's move this over here. And this is ready for bed. And let's see what's happening. So okay, he's going to his work location and is just standing there for a moment. He's looking around because he's way too early, but now he's still changing clothing. So that's a bit strange. Let's see, do I change this somehow here? So if we are then we change this to at work. So once we reach the work location, we change this to at work. So let's add that part in as well. So if it's not this or another state. Wait, no, let's not do it like that. I'm not sure if that works. But let's try it. Yeah, no, it's not working. Because he should change his clothing once and then move to the specific location. Let's see, maybe we can try something else here. Let's see. So if I check if we are so basically if I put a selector between those, so get a selector here, check that, check that. Then we move this over here. We are getting ready for work. And then I add a decorator here. No, this doesn't work because I can't change the... I can't invert that. These I can't invert. So yeah, I might need to add a different condition, and maybe the state for the whole thing doesn't work like that. Because states have different weight or value or whatever you might call it. So I might need to split them up or just change this up a bit. So let's have a look. I have this NPC state here. And those two here are the issue. If I remove them and replace them with a bool, that could I'm not sure if that simplifies it or not. I mean, I could also replace them both with one bool. That's just ready. And I'm checking ready at the beginning of getting ready for work. And once I run through what's happening there, I'm setting it to true. And then if we are leaving work, I'm setting it to false again and go into that state. No, I don't think that works. I think the idea of the system that I'm building there is I am having issues with parts of that system. Because I need to figure out what has to be called when properly, and it needs to be not just one value that I'm switching around, but needs to be something that's clearly set. I thought that this enum might help, but I don't think it does. Or maybe I should remove these here and set them to ready for bed or not ready for bed. Yeah, let's try that. Let's remove those. This will definitely change a few things here because we have invalid stuff here now. So let's not do this. Because we don't need that. We just need to check here, check the time, and then set our getting ready for work. And on the getting ready for work, we need to do the rest. Same for getting ready for bed. Okay, so I think that might be better. Okay, so compile that. And we need blackboard keys. And I already have those. That's awesome. So we can use them. So I had them in use at some point, but I removed them for some reason. So here I want to see if my ready for work is set. No, it's not set. And in this case, it is set. So we go in here, check, are those set? And then here we need to remove that, change state. Let's see, can we do a set? No, we can't. So we need to create a new task. Set ready for work. No. Set ready. Let's keep it like that. And in here, execute AI. And we want the ready value here and the ready key. Set value as bool with our ready value and finish execute. Was a success. Okay, then in here, set ready. That would be our ready for work key. Set this to true. Then we go in here. And let's just test this first. Let's see if that works. Let's compile this. See if he's still doing his stuff. Okay, so he's walking to his first location, and now he's just moving around aimlessly. It's basically because we haven't set a proper time frame for him to get ready and do a lot of stuff and wait the proper amount of time. That's why he's moving around like that. But at least he's doing something, not just standing around. Which is good. Okay, now he clearly goes back to his work location and then is at work and should do other stuff, but for some reason that doesn't work. Did I maybe use something here? No, that should be fine. So state key is at work, that's good. Can do directions. Okay, so should be happening here. Let's see if the numbers are correct. Yeah, okay, they are good. Okay. So if he is at his work location, Okay, I could have done this a bit easier here. Just do a blackboard check here. Okay. That's still a bit strange, but okay. I don't understand why he moved back to his home location at the end. That was a bit strange. Let's try something else. Let's wait for 15 seconds. Just have him stand around and then change clothing. So at 6:15, he should do something. Okay. He changed his clothing. And now he's doing other stuff. Same with her. She's also just trying to figure out what to do, move around a bit. Not quite sure why they are moving around, because I didn't tell them to move around. At least not yet. And now he's walking back over here, which is his home location and doesn't make sense at all. So let's see, maybe I screwed up something here. Hello. So active waypoint, that's correct. New state at work, that's also correct. That's good. That's also okay. This is false in that case. So we go in here. We get the waypoint manager and we get the last index and set a random point between 0 and our last index. Set that point as our active waypoint actor and get the location and set this as the active waypoint and finish execute. So that should get us going there. So let's have a look. He is using the waypoint manager, which is this one. And let's see, what kind of patrol points does he have in here? What is this? So this is home location 2. And if I look in here, home location 2 is not part of that. So something went wrong somewhere. Let's go in here, check the times. Yeah, that's okay. So somewhere something is screwing up. So between morning and work, we are getting ready for work. Between work end and evening, we are getting ready for bed. So that should do that. Let's compile this and then go through these. So I think here we have the issue. So we are, no, it's set ready. So ready for work, set to true. So I'm not changing state. I'm changing the state here if we are at the work location, which is set in here. So once we reach the work location, I should go through that. Hmm. Okay, that's the thing there, so let's have a look. If the pass line is not valid, like in our case here, we are setting the work location as our waypoint and finish execute. Otherwise, we are getting the location at a specific spline point at a specific index and set that as our active waypoint. So that should work. Okay, this here is not correct. But we also need to change this. That shouldn't be relevant yet. So this is at work, which is okay. And this should happen in here. So once we not that change this here. So we are getting ready for bed. Okay, so ready for bed. Something that I need to change here. So not time change state, but set ready. And that would be ready for bed. Set that to true. So we need a selector here. Decorator. Yeah. So if this is not set, this is happening. If it is set, this is happening. Okay. And sorry about the noise in the background. It's a neighbor doing something, I don't know. Washing his car, I don't know. Washing the street, it sounds strange. So, sorry about that. If you can hear that. Okay, then this is sleeping. Okay, that's completely fine. That's a completely different state. So that should make this run at least a bit better because we don't have any invalid states in here anymore. Let's see if that is changing anything. Still need to wait a moment for the time to reach 7 and then see if he's moving back to his home location or if he's doing his proper work routine. Nope. Okay, so that didn't do what I wanted to do. Damn it. Okay, let's remove these because we don't need them. Let's have all these parallel here. Because these should be states that are at the same level. Then everything below that should be on a different level. Let's sort this out a bit. Okay, so this is to this, and then these should be happening here. Okay, so now this is a bit clearer what's happening there. It should execute at the same level, basically. So save this. And let's see, do I overwrite anything here? No. So these getting ready for work, getting ready for bed, okay. Sleeping is okay. Sees player is talking to player, so okay, all that is correct. Save that. Direction tab talk. What stuff is good? Okay. Is talking to player. Use tab is talk. Good. Let's do save all here just to make sure that this is all saved. And let's try this again. I can't move. No, I can move. Okay. So we wait a few seconds. And then he's moving. And at that point, I'm not sure why he's moving around. This is basically unexpected behavior here. Yeah, kind of. I'm dropping a lot of frames. And my AI is not really doing what it's supposed to do. Okay, so now he's walking to his location there, and now he's going back home. Basically, I moved around, leave me alone. Which is really strange. Because that's not what I'm telling him to do. Really, really strange. Let's remove this stuff and this, just so that we have nothing in here that's not used. Okay, let's check this again. So between morning and work start, which in most cases is about an hour in world time and about a minute real time. They should change clothing and move to a specific location. Then they should wait for something there. So am I doing that correctly? So let's see. No, I am changing. I see what the issue is. So once we are ready for work, I'm changing this to be at work, but I'm confusing them because I'm telling him to get ready for work, because even though he's already at work. So we're changing the state even though we don't need to change the state. So we need to add a condition in here. So basically what we need to do is we need to check if we are ready for work already, or if we even are in the at work state. Because that should happen after this rinse through once. Yeah, so we should check if we are at work, if we are not at work for this. So let's add that back in here. We had that in here earlier, but I removed it again. Okay, so let's do end. And we need the state key. Get as enum. Check if we are at work. And we need to check if we are not at work at that time. So then this should be run. So if we are at work, then this should be false, and check other stuff. Same thing down here. We need to check if we are at home or in bed, or whatever I called the state there. Okay, so if we are sleeping. So if we are ready for bed, then we are sleeping. Yeah, okay, that's fine. That's fine. So yeah, and if it's nighttime, we are sleeping as well. So let's see if that's doing anything. Then we also need to go in here and check. So we are setting ready for bed true. And then I'm changing the state to sleeping. Okay, so that part is fine. Okay, let's see if that's doing what I wanted it to do. Let's save this behavior tree and run through this. Okay, so he's turning blue. Changed his clothing. And now he's doing his waypoints here. Which is good. Let's just check something here. He should start at 8. Or stop at 8. So let's skip a bit of time. Oh, we also want to check if they stop when they see the player. Okay. Stopped. If we move away, they are both stopped here and they don't see the player anymore. So there's still an issue in that regard. So let's see what happens if I switch this. So now it's time for them to go home. And they go home. Okay, let's have a look over here, what she's doing. Okay, so she's just standing there, same as him. So let's see, I think it was at 11 when he's supposed to sleep. So let's check that. Just want to see if he's changing into the sleep time properly. Or the sleep mode properly. Okay, we can see both of them. Slightly at least. Okay, so they didn't change into sleep mode properly. Okay, if I add another hour? Nope. Okay, so there is something not working right. So Okay, so I'm changing into the sleeping state, but the sleeping state is just waiting around. And if I look in here, okay, so here we have the issue. If we are close to a bed, then all this should happen. Let's just remove that check. Because at the moment there are no beds and they are not close to beds and all that stuff is not working. I mean, I can throw beds in here just to check if it's working. But let's just try this without beds first. Okay, I think I skipped too much time. They're completely confused now. Let's give him a moment. Let's have him walk around and then skip a bit of time. Okay, let's skip some hours here. While they run around. Okay, so now he's returning home. And let's see, he should do something here, but for some reason he's not doing that. Because he should lie down and do stuff first. So let's see. When we are in here, so we are ready for bed. And then we are setting this, so get into bed. We try to find the bed, but there's no bed here at the moment. So we might get a few issues here, but I think I have the is valid state in here, so it doesn't matter. So even if we don't have a bed, it should still work. Okay, so then he should change his clothing. So if that's the case, he should let's see, so all the keys, active array element, and we are overwriting the body to 0, the hands, feet, legs, belt, and so on to 0. So everything that's set for the body originally, like eyes, head, eyelashes, and so on, should stay. Everything else should be set to the basically naked state. So they strip down. Not 100% sure if that's working. Let's see. So the only thing that we have here, yeah, we can check if this contains anything and then override it, but adding the key here overrides it already. It will be overwritten with the new value. Yeah, so it should work like this. If it's called correctly. So let's see in here what is called. So let's do a print screen, print string, and see what we get. So, getting dressed. Let's see what's happening here. Also, give this a bit more time. So let's move this over here. Let's make it pink and show it for 5 seconds and see if that's actually happening, because it should. Okay, so they are getting dressed. Good. Let's skip the day and see if they are getting undressed. I'm just waiting for this moment here. It shouldn't take that long. Like I said, an hour in-game is about a minute, so it shouldn't be that much long to wait. Okay. So time-wise, it should have happened already. So that's not called again. Let's see, did I add the check in here? Yeah, I did add that. So we check for a time span. That's between morning. It's not between morning and evening. So it's between, yeah, it's between evening and morning. So, okay, that's correct. And then we set this to sleeping. And we set this to sleeping as well. But does it actually do anything here? If we set that to sleeping? I think I'm not doing this here correctly. Because Yeah, I'm not doing the interaction use type lie down and all that stuff. Let's see. I don't think I'm doing that, so let's see. Get into bed. What are we doing in here? So if we are in a bed, or if we are close to a bed, then we are not doing anything. Okay, so I mean there's an issue here, so this should happen first. Then we wait, and then we get into bed. Then we set is in bed true and change the state to sleeping. I think I need to add those states, which I don't have at the moment. Thought I had this in here already, but for some reason I don't. So let's see. Set idle state. Get up from bed. Okay, so what is get up from bed doing? Oh, nothing. That's interesting. But I think that I didn't finish that part. Yep. Check something here. So when we are getting out of bed, we're setting this to false. Yeah, I'm not doing anything there. So let's go in here and add something here. So let's branch on this. So if that is true, we are setting the What did I call it? No, it's not the AI state. Is it the action state? No. Just need to check something here. So what am I doing here? So do interaction. Oh, the use type I changed to. Whatever use type I have there. So yeah, this I need to set to lie down or get up lying, and one of those two. Was in here, yeah. So set use type, and if it's true, we are setting this to lie down. If it's false, we are setting this to get up lying. And then we finish execute. So now they should play the animations that I want there. Rotating around, but he's not doing anything. He's not lying down at all. I thought I had that functionality in here. Not sure why it's no longer there. So that's the first thing that's not working properly. Because this is not called for some reason. So let's see if this is correct in here. So we are going home and we reached home. Then we are setting ready for bed, true. Then on the next tick, we should go in here, check. Okay, so ready for bed is set now. So we should go in here and change the clothing. Which is not happening at all. So everything after that is also not happening for some reason, so I have no idea why. Okay, let's have a look at this again. How did I do this part? So once we are ready for work, we are setting this to true. And then we are changing the state to work. So what am I doing differently here? So it's not set. And wait, did we get any issues here? No. No issues here. So it's not that some of this didn't run because we had null references or something like that. Okay, so let's just have a look at this while we check that. I'm having this on a second monitor because I want to see what they are doing. Okay, now we can move around. So he is getting ready for work at the moment. And now he's at work. So that was okay. Just skip a bit of time here. He's still at work and he's moving around. So let's see. Okay, now he's getting ready for bed because it's his schedule to get ready for bed. So, and ready for bed is not set to true. Okay, so he's moving to the home location and he's stuck there because he already is at the home location. So I think that might be the issue. And as a result, it's never going past that for some reason. Because he seemed to be unable to reach the home location. So let's stop that. And let's remove that one key, or the one thing that we moved to the home location. And let's start this again. Let's see if that's changing anything. Okay, so now he's... Ah, okay. Okay. Now it worked, but they did not return to the home location. Oh no, he lost his head for some reason. Okay, so now he's sleeping, which is awesome. So that's what should happen, kind of. Apart from the fact that the animations, the skeleton is a bit broken, and that's why this looks a bit strange. But he's sleeping now. That's good. And let's skip to the next day and see if he can get up again. I'm not quite sure where he's going. And why he's not getting... He's not getting up and he's not getting dressed. Same with her. So that's not good. AI is fun! Damn it. Okay, so now for some reason he didn't get dressed. And didn't get up again. And the other thing is that at the end, he didn't go to his home location. Which might be an issue. So let's have a look. I removed this move to home location. Let's add that in here again, because they should move there at least once. Problem is, no, let's not do that, but do go in here. Let's see. So if my index is 0, I set reached home location to true, which is not correct. Because we need to add an AI move here. Get blackboard values vector. Let's see if that works. Now let's try something else here. Can we do move to is it decorator? No. So I can't set the this if we are at the location, then we can move to it. Oh wait, no. Then we can set this to home location. So this might work. Not 100% sure. Let's try that. Because after this should be set, and then they should move to the home location. And that's the next thing they do after that. Let's try that. Save this. And play. Let's just wait a moment for this to change properly and see if that works. Okay, so he's moving back to his home location, and he's there. She's moving back to the home location, and now he's getting undressed at his home location. She reached the home location, and she got undressed there, and she's lying down. Okay, good. So that part works. Now I just need to see what's happening the next morning, basically. Not the right thing. Definitely not the right thing. Don't even know where he's going. Okay, so he went to a random point. He didn't even go to his work location first. He just went to a random point. So I think the variables are not reset properly. So once we are at the home location, I want to reset the I need to reset the set work location, because I think that's the issue here, because that's still true. From here, so we set this to true, set this to false, and what I need to do on the decrease index is set reach work location to false, and I'm not doing that, so let's duplicate this key. Set this to false. And here is that work location needs to be set to false there. Let's try this again. Want to be able to move out of the way. Then move around a bit more, and then return home. Okay. Got dressed. Went into bed. And let's push the time a bit. Let's see what happens. Okay. Just starts there, but nothing changed. So for some reason they do not get undressed properly. Get dressed again properly. So let's have a look what's happening there. And, I mean, I have this on the second monitor, so you can't see that, but I just want to check what's happening there. Okay, so now he's at the home location. And he got undressed, and now he's sleeping. Okay. Let's see what's happening next. If I skip time again. So he's sleeping still. Okay. Let's pause that for a second. Okay, so he just quickly went through the getting ready. So I have no idea why. Just jump to at work. It shouldn't have been the case. The problem is that the behavior tree is really wide, so I couldn't really see what didn't see the right conditions here and see if it went through it properly. But I'm quite sure that it didn't go through here properly. But for some reason, the ready for work. Oh. I think I know what I need to do. Because I think ready for work is already set at that point. So once I once I'm ready for bed, ready for work needs to be set false. So same thing over here. Once we are out of bed and we set this true, then we also need to set this false for ready for bed. Let's try that. And then I think I will stop for today. If that's working, that's awesome. If it's not working yet, then I need to look at that tomorrow again. Okay. Lying down. And let's see what's happening. What's happening here? Okay. It's getting up. She got up. And he got dressed. And started his day of work. Awesome. So that works now. Yay! Okay. There are still a few things that do not work properly. Because I think if I'm standing in front of them, they stop and are stuck then. Oh no. Okay, so that also seemed to be working now. Okay, so if we talk to her, then she's stuck. So that's something that doesn't work yet. So that's something I need to look into tomorrow. It's probably the same thing, that some kind of bool is not set properly. But let's try something else here. So let's see if she's going home at the right time. Yeah, so she's standing around, but when it's time for her to go to bed, she's still going home. So at least that part works now. Okay, good. Awesome. So that's working there, and I think... yeah, I think that's all for today, because I am really tired and I need to... I don't think I can fix anything else in the next 10 minutes or so. So let's not try that. I should be back tomorrow and should have a bit more time as well tomorrow, so that we can really fix up the next few things and I can finally make a proper build again. So let's save all, and I'm not sure if there's anyone still left in chat. I kind of doubt it, because my frames dropped like crazy and it's probably choppy like hell. So I will still try to raid someone. Maybe you have a better experience there. I really need to figure that out. If I'm not able to figure that out tomorrow, I hope that I can figure it out over the weekend. So let's see who's online and doing game dev at the moment. Let's see. Oh, Honest Dan is on. That's good. So let's rate him. Let's see. this here.